Hello! Bah! It's me! It's Andy, Decade Andy. It's him. It's Mikey. He's just in the door. That's what they call you, just in the door, Mikey. How is it just in the door, Mikey? Oh, hang on. You're, why aren't you working? Let me try getting this to do the goo. No. Try and get Mikey to work, please. You'll need to keep talking, Mikey, so I can see when you begin to work. Oh my god. All right, that looks good. There we go. We got Mikey. This is why we do these things before we kick off with the show. Ha. Professional show. Don't worry about it. La 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 la. You doing good, Mikey?
15 years, apparently. I did not realize.
15 years of what?
This is our anniversary week, Andy.
Oh, yeah. I saw someone post on the Facebook page, and I was like, "What?" I'm glad no one asks if we have anything like a special episode, because I never feel like celebrating. I've been doing this a long time, because I don't know what I'd ever do.
We did it for the 10-year thing, but I don't really feel like doing anniversary stuff apart from that. Yeah, we did. We got Nicole on. She recorded questions and stuff. It was your idea.
Oh, was it? That doesn't sound like me.
Yeah.
Are you sure I didn't just like suggest, hey, Mikey, come up with something, and you thought of the idea? That sounds more like me.
Delegating. Chop chop, boy. Chop chop.
That works. That's good. That sounds more like me. Delegating. Hey, Mikey, do the thing, and you're like, oh fuck, what do I do? There you go. Perfect. Job's a good one, as they say. Now, obviously, I don't know if the music is going to work. Let's hope and pray that it does. Shall we just get into the news, Mikey? Because there's actually a surprising amount since we left a week.
Yeah, we went from no news to all the news.
Yeah, last week was dry, dishwasher dry. I thought you would comment.
And then they decided to moisten us.
Yeah,
want to moisten us.
All right, I shall play the music, and we'll get deep in, elbow deep, as they say, or shoulder deep even. All right,
like a vet.
Ugh, farmer vet. Okay, music time. Let's go.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy, Decade Andy, and I'm here with the man who's not two-dimensional or stand-up-y, stand-uppy, but it is a Mikey. Hello, Mikey.
Hello, friend of Mikey.
Oh, is that me?
I hope so. It's been many years.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought you just considered me an annoyance, but okay, I'll take it. That's good.
I consider all my friends annoying.
Oh, I thought I was special. Oh, never mind. We're here, everybody. Transformers talking. Hopefully it should be good. There's a decent amount to get through. I don't want to dilly-dally nor shilly-shally. So I suppose, Mikey, do you want to talk about some tat? The tat that we usually talk about, Transformers merch-wise.
God. It has been a while, hasn't it?
It has. These are, we are talking about, if you did not know, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Earthspark, and Earthspark cardboard stand-ups. I thought they were called standees. Are they not standees? Is that not what they're called?
They usually are on this side of the world, but yeah. I heard a podcast where someone got very confused by the idea of August being in the middle of the date instead of the start of the date. So
what?
Yeah, they were 01, 08, 23, and because they're American, they were like, what's it got to do with January? And I was just like,
no,
January 1st. We shouldn't say it like that. That's immoral.
I know it's petty, but if you're gonna like sort things out, you sort things out small to big or big to small. You don't go medium, small, big. That's weird, right?
I mean, in my opinion.
Either way, these are stand-ups or standees done by Advanced Graphics, which sound like a tech company from a movie without too much thought put into it. They're going to be 177.8 centimeters. I don't know why there was phrased like that. You're going to have characters from Rise of the Beast, Optimus Prime, Primal, Bumblebee, RC, and Scourge. From Earthspark, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, Thrash, and Twitch. They're all available ready to ship from their website for an expensive, I would consider $49.95 plus shipping. So that's not including shipping.
Some of them are $49.95. Want to know how much Primal is?
No.
70.
Oh no. Okay. So, Mikey, you'll want to say, "Oh, Andy, I would like a Rise of the Beast RC figure to stand in my room and maybe smooch with." I tell you, I don't need to know those things, Mikey, but you keep insisting on telling me. So, have your dreams come true?
She's 5'8" as well, so I mean, she's the right height for me.
Is she?
Yeah, I converted the centimeters into feet.
Why didn't they just say 5'8"?
Like a real country.
Yeah.
Because it's America.
Bizarre.
So, I don't think I've ever seen these on sale like this before, so that's new.
That is true. True.
That gorilla is basically life size. It's a little small, but it's basically life size.
Life size for a gorilla, or life size for... Well, I mean, these are not to scale, obviously. Yeah.
Mirage looks weird.
Yeah.
His face mask is strange.
Yeah, it still doesn't look quite right, does it?
I like Scourge's weird shoulder heat gun that is totally not making him look like the Fallen, which will be relevant later on.
What? Prime looks a bit squashed, I think, right?
It does. Oh, it does. But then Earthspark, I mean, I like that Megatron.
Enough to have a standee of him?
I wouldn't mind standing next to things and folding my arms for looking smug for no reason. I mean, I don't know who looks more smug, Megatron or the guy in the checkered shirt. But
oh yeah.
I don't. These are advertised mostly with adults, and these are clearly something you get for a kid's room.
You would have thought so. Like even Rise of the Beast, I can't see. Well, no, I was gonna say I can't see collectors wanting these, and then I think, there are collectors who like the really bizarre kind of Transformers memorabilia. So I guess this kind of falls into that.
You know what is odd? Scourge. Scourge being in here is odd. Everyone else is a protagonist of their show or movie, and then there's Scourge.
No, well, yeah, people love the villain who's not the Fallen.
Who's absolutely not the Fallen. Why would he? Why? What possible reason would you have for thinking he might be based on the Fallen somehow?
Couldn't think of it. Yeah, I think it's weird that is it Twitch the plane? Like most of her standee is of white white negative space.
Yeah. Yeah, because for some reason she's really shortened this, despite the fact that no one else is to scale.
Oddly enough, you could probably have made her to scale.
You could have made all of them to scale, but she'd be tiny if she was to scale. Because Twitch and Thrash are like midgets.
I don't think you could have made Prime to scale, because isn't Rise of the Beast Primal pretty tall? He's pretty big.
You just sort of set that as the top scale, and you just shrink down, I suppose. And Bumblebee comes up to your groin.
Simmons flashbacks from the first movie.
It was funny, I'm told.
I laughed when Bumblebee urinated on a man. Yeah, I laughed, but then
I don't remember if I laughed. In all honesty,
I do. But I don't know what kind of laugh it was. If I'm honest, I don't know whether it was one of those ha 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 nervous laugh, I'm confused, or whether I did actually think it was funny. I'm stupid. I probably thought it was funny. I'll be honest. I probably enjoyed it from that time. Things changed. Yeah, but like you said, it's weird that there aren't more kids posing with them, just because this seems like the thing you would do, I suppose. Not my market, I would guess. Mikey, if you could have one Transformer standee, if you could put a Transformer in the corner of your room to watch you as you sleep at night, which one would it be?
What's the goal of having them watch me as I sleep? First of all, we need to establish that.
I don't know. I mean, that would be up to you.
Do I want to feel safe? Do I want to feel threatened? Do I want to feel aroused?
Well, I don't think you want to be in bed and feel threatened, right?
And
Right?
but depends who you're with. No judgment here.
Yeah.
I think in all cases, it's going to be the same answer.
Is it? What's the answer then?
Mega Empress.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, you're definitely threatened if it's Mega Empress.
You're threatened. No one's getting past you, and you're a little turned on.
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
Hmm.
If you got an aqua one, you could just like douse it in alcohol and have it sag, and it'd be like it would be accurate to her. Wet, soggy smelling of alcohol, crying aqua. That's the way forward.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Quite expensive as well. Not sure I would rush for these, being 50 to... What did he say? How much was Primal? 80? No, 70. 80?
70.
70.
70. Which, I suppose he's wider than the rest, but he's...
Yeah.
That's a fair price hike.
It is. I note that they put him in his beast mode as well, not the robot mode.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. I look forward to it.
Because we're going to see we've seen the robot mode in full now.
We have, yes. Speaking of which...
Oh, there.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to...
Photoshops? Have you seen all the Photoshops of that?
No, I haven't actually. Dare I?
Oh, there's been a ton. Though they'll make your brain go,
Okay. None of them are like Tumblr style, are they?
No, they're digibashes. They're digibashes, the colors.
Okay. I thought you meant like, you know.
It's not like that Piccolo figure where like just busting out. Orange Piccolo.
Busty Piccolo. That was a weird one.
Yeah,
Mikey,
that is a busty Piccolo.
Why don't you take us on to something a bit more substantial, a bit more fun to talk about? Talk about some third party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might as well take both of these because they're...
Oh my God.
Actually, no, I better take one because I'm going to have to take the one afterwards. So, Doctor Wu, fiendish that they are, have revealed images of E22 Space Disc. Shocker of shocker, it's a teeny cosmos. So this is a 5 to 6 centimeter tall cosmos who will be released in a double pack, apparently, with Ramjet.
Oh. I note that there are no images of Ramjet. There are no images of Ramjet.
No.
At all.
No.
Huh.
So he's very teeny. He has teeny tiny squat proportions. He's got elbows, but he's really struggling to make. He's so dopey and dinky. Looks like the transformation is going to be very, almost suspiciously similar to the deluxe figure.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting that they were able to scale the deluxe figure down to this scale.
Not 100% the same, but I'm just looking at how the legs work, how the arms work, everything else.
Yeah.
And the art in the box is remind me of something, but I don't know what it is. But it looks fun. Space Disc and Turbo. Don't know.
Space
well,
Disc.
oh yeah, ramjets are part of engines, so like they have to do with turbos. So I wouldn't say I'm excited. I actually got out of my Cosmos recently because I enjoyed him, but someone in America is probably crying over the need to have one of these because they can't find them. And there's like 20 of them on sale in my Smiths.
I was going to say, I saw another picture on Twitter today of like a pile on clearance. Granted, they only put them on clearance from 24 to 22. I assume that's euros. But I was like, oh,
yeah,
there's still Cosmos.
Well, they're down from 30.
Oh my
They're
God.
down from 30.
Jesus Christ.
So
that was too much.
So I think it converts into like £25.
Still a lot.
I don't ask. Yeah. But yeah, I got mine. He was €25.
I hear that the Megatron's on sale in Smiths at the moment for £25. I'm gonna have to try and get to Smiths this week and hope for the best.
In your Smith, maybe I checked mine. Nope. Well, still full €65.
I only have like 2 Smiths I can check. So if he's not there for 25, I'm just gonna have to shrug my shoulders and go crap baskets. You know.
Well, dragging on.
Hey.
Well, if there's 2, let me know.
Oh, okay, sure.
Even with import and everything else, still way fucking cheaper than I'd ever pay.
But okay, well, I'll ask you now. Do you want me to get you one? Because it might be one of those situations where I see one, I come home, I tell you, and it's yes, quite.
If you see it, get it.
Okay, get to.
And then we'll move on. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I can do that for you, sure.
Yeah. Live dealing, guys.
Yeah.
Deal or no deal. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm excited for little dinky Cosmos, but yeah, cute.
Yeah, I think this is probably a much more, if you want like a toy accurate version, this to me looks more toy than it does cartoon, you know, because he's not in scale with the rest of the figures. If you want him a micro kind of guy, I think this looks quite cute. Not sure I'd care to have him with Ramjet particularly. Why is there no Ramjet with the mini Constructicons, you know? Constructor box?
I was thinking like, I would have thought Astro Train would have made more sense because there is an episode like that.
Oh yeah. What was it called? The one where they see Astro Train as a god for some reason on an alien planet, or they see Cosmos as a god. One of the two. No, they see all the Transformers as gods, don't they? They worship them.
Yeah.
And Astro Train's like, I'm gonna rule the Decepticons from this shitty planet somehow.
He did have a thing for that, didn't he?
He did.
It's like, I'm going to take over. Why not?
Yeah, well, Decepticon, I suppose, at the end of the day. How much is this Cosmos going to be?
Wow.
Was there a price given?
No, not yet. Not a pre-order yet. It was just preview images.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. What's up next? You said you wanted to do both of them, or do you want me to do the next one? You
did the next one because I think I'm honor bound to do the one after.
Oh. You could you could have done either, you know, because one's model kin, one's
that's fine.
The weird ones.
Gotta own it. Gotta own my wheelhouse.
All right, so we've got the Magic Square Toys MS-B52. This one's arms dealer. We talked about the previous one, which was Brawl. This one's Swindle. Legend Scale, in quotations, whatever that means in this day and age. It's a Swindle, G1 Swindle. Looks pretty solid. I really like the hip engineering because he keeps his faux front grille of the car, but there's also clearly like brakes in that so he can have actual leg articulation. He has his arm cannon, null ray not gun. He's got a missile. He also has an animated cartoon styled foot. So they are definitely aiming for a animation style over anything else. And because this is out before New Age, this seems like Bruticus is going to get done from Magic Square before it's going to be done by New Age by quite a long way, because I don't know the last time we heard New Age of doing a combiner G1 style at least.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, so
it's been a while
because Magic Square did Menasor as well, if I remember. I know that looked pretty neat.
I think they did.
Yeah. There's some images of him in foot mode. There is a little bit of a gap, I would say, in the leg shin mode, like where you can tell his arms probably go. It's not the cleanest look, but I think it looks okay.
No, it's a bit odd because it looks like you can either do they've made it so that you can do it with the back of the vehicle, say, facing forward to make it look cleaner, or you can do it the other way around to make it look more G1-y.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like you can actually, like, rotate the front wheels around, and it's an unusual bit of engineering to work in. I think it's an unnecessary piece of engineering, to be completely honest, because I think it looks pretty poor with the G1-y stylings facing forward. I think it looks a lot cleaner with just the vehicle bonnet. But you know, I don't know if they did that for Brawl, but I think the robot mode looks really solid.
I'm not sure if it was deliberately designed to be able to do that, or if it's just one of those things where the waist turns so we can do this. You know, it might just be one of those fun little things built in. Hopefully, like you say, it's not like dedicated engineering and money going towards that, because to me, I look at the two images, and if I was just quickly looking, I'd be like, oh, they took the same picture twice. It's only when you have a little bit of a harder look, you can see, there's the blue color there from the wing, the front screen, and the purple, like you say, is now on the back of it, and it doesn't add a huge amount. I think the bottom of the leg mode, where you can, like I say, the arms, and there's a big seeming gap in between it, I think that's a bit more egregious. It obviously doesn't matter in vehicle mode because the gun's there and you're not looking at the vehicle mode from the top. But when he's a leg, it's obviously a lot more noticeable, at least from my eyes. What do you think of his robot mode, though? How do you think Swandle is swindling? Do you like him?
I think his robot mode is definitely the strongest. He's got good posability, but it looks of it. He's got a lot of personality. So I'm pretty happy with him. Yeah, Swindle's an interesting one to me. Just when it comes to combiner groups or groups in general, it's usually the leader has the most personality, and then there's a secondary bot in there that's got a fair amount of personality, but nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them who are there.
Unless they're the aerial bots.
And no matter how much you love Snarl, yeah, in which case it's no, actually, in aerial bots exactly the same thing, because you got Silverbolt,
yeah, who else?
Main guy, scared of flying, Slingshot, the dickhead, and their friends.
I don't even remember when was Slingshot a dickhead.
The one where they travel back in time to meet Optimus. That was like his whole shtick.
Oh, really?
That was his episode. But like, no matter how much you love Snarl in the G1 cartoon, he has no personality.
What? But he did so much in the. But he did so much in the movie, Mikey.
Did he? Yeah. We got the studio series. Swoop has a bit of personality, and the other three very, 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 very basic.
Yes, yeah.
And like, but same with the Stunticons. The Stunticons are actually worse because it's basically just Motormaster and maybe like a bit of Dead End.
No, I'd say Breakdown because Breakdown's a panicker. I'd say Dragstrip and Wild Ride kind of get left in the dirt.
Yeah, but like Breakdown's panicking thing was never in the original show, if I remember.
No, I think it was in Masquerade.
I'll have to double check Masquerade.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Combaticons are always kind of interesting because when you think the Combaticons, you don't necessarily think Onslaught.
No, you think Swindle.
You think Swindle.
Yeah, but then do you think of anybody else?
The one who's basically like, well, I do nowadays, but mostly just like a growing sense of horror.
Oh no!
God damn it, Mercrit! I think with really good writing, but God damn it, Mercrit. But it's like, Onslaught's a military dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Swindle is just like Swindle's in everything. Like everything puts Swindle first.
I think that's why Swindle was able to survive well in animated on his own, because he did have that unique kind of personality quirk. He was just it's not like it's not like a super unique quirk. It's like he's a slimy car salesman, but it gives him a lot more than, say, Onslaught, like you say, is just the army dude, and Blastoff is there, and Brawl is stupid.
Molester.
Oh.
Blastoff, the molester.
Oh.
I'm right. It's in the fucking book. It's explicitly in the fucking book.
Then there's Vortex. What's Vortex's personality meant to be? I don't even know. I can't remember.
What's Brawl's?
No, Brawl's he's stupid.
Again, I remember IDW Brawl, but I only remember IDW Brawl because there's a scene where he's like, I don't really like that everyone just is continuously killing each other, but I keep getting caught up in it. That's all I remember. Which he was talking to Windblade, but I don't remember. Like,
I'm sure he's just
the
muscle.
One with guns.
Yeah, I think he's just the muscle, and that's it. Muscle and stupid,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swindle, good one to advertise.
Yeah, a solid one. Looks good. I think this is going to be a pretty nice set. Well, I assume this is going to be a nice set. Should you buy these figures, Mikey?
Should I buy these figures?
Yes. Well, people in general. Should people buy these figures?
I think it's looking good. Magic Squares have a good reputation these days. It has improved dramatically since their early stuff. So I'd say if you are interested in teeny tiny Combaticons, these are not a bad route to take.
Why would I say you're wrong? Why would I say you shouldn't buy this figure?
Because you want the New Age one.
No.
Because you want a full-size Combaticon.
No. Come on. It's me.
Because you want me to look stupid trying to guess what you'd say.
Well, there's that as well. I won the G2 version.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
G2 Combaticon. G2 Combaticon is G2 or Devastator. I'll never care about G2 Minosaur or G2 Superion. I don't actually like G2 Minosaur.
No, I think we talked about this either not last week, but a few weeks ago, and I think we came to the conclusion there's like two or three of them, but Motormaster's the worst of them, and he's the biggest of them, which is the biggest downside.
Yeah, and he's so blue.
Yeah, like if you wonder why the Combaticons are the best G2 combiner, it's because they go in for the stupid camo. So it's not just one obnoxious color, it's one obnoxious color with lots of little blobs of another obnoxious color splattered all over them as well. It's a good
But
combo.
they very wisely make the big yellow fella the centerpiece.
Yeah.
And his yellow is actually slightly muted. And that is a very clever thing to do in that color design.
And yellow and purple just goes well. So it's hard to fuck that up. Like, if you'd made Onslaught Swindle's color being primarily red with like is it blue splotches on him, or blues is of the color, like if that was Onslaught, he would look really bad because it would be too much. But like you say, the yellow just works as a good centerpiece to pull it all together somehow through magic. But yeah, if you want, maybe wait for the G2 version. I hope they do it. If they don't do it, wait for New Age to do it. They'll do it. They do repaints.
Oh yeah.
Now, Mikey, you said you were gagging to do this next story.
Gagging is a good choice. So we've actually got two. I'll get one out of the way first. Robosen have revealed images of their Optimus Prime from Rise of the Fallen. Robosen, if you don't remember, are the ones who did the programmable transforming Optimus Prime G1 that everyone got excited about, except for like Thew, which was rare. Which I feel like was such a massive warning light.
Yeah.
You wasn't excited about the transfer. He's also not excited about Nemesis.
What do you mean Nemesis? You mean the big ship? Huh.
Yeah, I noticed that on Twitter. He was like, I think it's going to be one of those things when he buys it, he likes it, but...
I mean, it doesn't look good.
But yeah, so they revealed a movie-accurate version of Rise of the Beast. Because it's movie-accurate, it will not be transforming.
What?
Their Bumblebee doesn't transform either.
What?
So this is just like a do a programmable action pose. More in line with Buzz Lightyear, which is more like an action figure upgraded with robotic capabilities.
Oh.
Lots of articulation powered by servos. Can't actually transform into a truck. Presumably you can't actually like pose it normally. And from what I was understanding, looking at the reviews of the Optimus, the previous G1 one, these things, like, they don't hold a pose. They'll do the pose and then they'll go back to a static thing, and they seem to have a lot of problems with standing and some programming stuff as well. But it's not my type of collecting, so I'm not going to judge you if you're like doing a backflip over this.
Do you think this Optimus Prime can open up his boobs to get the Matrix? Because the G1 couldn't do that, could it? You couldn't program it to open his boobs up.
Looks like his boobs do open, but the Matrix does not look removable.
No, I just mean, do you think he can open his boobs himself? Like, can he get his fingers and then open it like that? I'm assuming probably not, right? That's probably asking a bit much.
I would have thought what you do is you like just program the hands to look like they're pulling it open, and then you have a programming to open the chest separately.
Okay.
I would have thought that was the easy way of doing it.
And
So
again,
it's an illusion.
The reason why I'd ask is because this doesn't have to worry about transformation. You would think that they would be able to do posing and movements and things better because it doesn't need to concern itself with, well, I have to go from this shape to this shape, and I also have to power wheels and drive and stuff like that. I'm just a humanoid robot, so I should be able to do theoretically more. You know? I wonder if that's the case or not.
Yeah, I presume, like I said, like they've done Buzz Lightyear and a few other things, so presumably they should actually have a bit more freedom.
You'd hope so.
Well, speaking of something where they won't have much freedom, they have also... I knew it was Black Convoy up here, but never mind. I nearly complained about something that I shouldn't complain about. But so there's a possible first look.
Possible.
At Robosen flagship, which is the larger ones, auto-converting G1 Grimlock. So this is a Generation 1 Grimlock that will transform into Dino Mode. Accessory-wise, comes with a sword, a flame effect, which looks like it's for the Dino Mode rather than like a flaming sword.
Yeah.
A gun, and a crown. Andy.
Yes.
Apart from the fact that it's Robosen and this will cost hundreds, if not more.
Yes.
This will cost between $600 and $1,000.
How much was Prime?
Easily.
can't remember.
Over 1,000, I believe.
Oh, I think he'd be that much, if not more.
They had a poll up about like prices for some of their things, and like, do you think under 600 is fair for a Transformer? And
no,
I think what they wanted people to say was no, and I think people said yes. But the fact is, Transformed, I'm expecting it to be expensive.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the aesthetics of this Grimlock?
Well, I don't want to steal your thunder because you said it, and I didn't even realize when you said it. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Shall I steal your thunder? I don't want to, but
Feel free.
he has a slight resemblance, shall we say, to the Masterpiece figure from 20 years ago, or however long it was.
Yeah.
How long ago
Almost
was that
20
figure?
years ago.
Oh, I was joking.
MP8 is I want to say 2008, 2010.
Oh my god, it is nearly 20 years.
Let me see. So
Oh no.
they, for some reason, have done and this is even more than the Bloody Studio series. This is the Masterpiece Grimlock.
Yeah, it really is.
I have one. I love my Masterpiece Grimlock. You're making me hate it. Stop it. I have a very strong emotional connection to that figure, so do not ruin it for me. Like, the proportions are identical. The way the hips and the articulation works is identical. You can see from a bottom shot how the tail folds in. That's identical. The decos are identical to the US release.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that claws fall down in that weird way that never really made sense but was like kind of a fun thing. The head sculpt, the type of chest. Do they just have the CAD, even the weird slope of the legs, do they just have this CAD model and someone just keeps on like accidentally popping it out every time someone says do Grimlock, do Grimlock, do Grimlock, do Grimlock?
Okay. Do you want me to try and throw a defense for why this might have been chosen?
Okay, but for 2009.
Oh, it's still okay. So yeah, it's still nearly 20 years. Still nearly there.
Yeah, it is 14 years, 15 years.
Jesus. So a kid could be born and be in high school. For context. Jesus. Okay, so my defense for probably why this, or could have been the reason why this design was chosen, was because it's overly chunky. And the more chunky the figure is, the more you can get, gizmos and cogs and gyros and all the other kind of mechanics that you need to move him.
Now, I completely agree, in fact.
I think that's the reason, and I don't think you'd find it as egregious if they hadn't done the Studio Series figure and made it look like this, or like that.
There is that. There is very much that, because this is just like,
Yeah. It's like seeing another G1 Optimus Prime again. You're like, can we not have anything else? Or another G1 Bumblebee, and you're like, can we not have anything else? This is Grimlock. Can we have something else?
Can we have something that is not a weird hybrid of a toy and a cartoon model and that doesn't look like either of them? Please. Like I said, I love this toy. I have this toy. I will defend it. It is a bit of a janky toy, but I'm very fond of it. But it's just like, I'm so sick of seeing, and then like there's a few of the third party that did the same fucking thing as well, but like that was early days before it got weird. Like, it's not just that this is a big chunky toy with plenty of spots for electronics. The transformation is very straightforward, which means you have very simple engineering to do. So like a lot of people are now questioning like how much posability this is going to have or how much programmable posability is this going to have in Dyna mode. I would expect the basic MP mobility, which is not great, but he'll bend over and he'll move his legs forward. But I would actually be kind of concerned, because unless you're going with the Godzilla stance, I'll tell you from experience, if you move the legs of that thing when it's in anything but the Godzilla stance, it is going over.
Yeah, I mean, the side shot of it, which is like picture 7, he's got a lot of back kibble. It's like, that's a lot of weight hanging off of the back of him. A lot. Or looks it anyway. Yeah.
And like his center of gravity is going to be weird.
Yeah.
In robot mode, or in Dyna mode.
I did note that it looks like the handle for the sword looks Is it me or does that look really small and square or
That is,
rectangular?
I believe. Let me just double check because
Might just be the
I
lighting.
think that's coming from the fact it's coming from the Masterpiece. Yeah, because the Masterpiece had the exact same small handle because there was a light up gimmick effect through the bite.
Oh. XL Hedge does
It's the
make a
same
fun
thing.
comment saying Hasbro gave Robosen all the Masterpiece Grimlock overstock. Maybe. At least gave them the mold, almost, it feels like. Yeah. Yeah.
I really wanted to do a more realistic take on the Dynamotes. Has like John Warden is just leaning over him saying like, "This is the last thing I'll do before Power Rangers. You won't ruin this for me. You won't ruin this for me."
Is that what John Warden is now over on Power Rangers?
Yeah, he's on Power Rangers. I saw him do a Power Rangers stream there a couple of days ago.
I hope he had nothing to do with the show that was on Netflix.
It was very nostalgic and referential, and insisted they use the CAD models from the dodgy toy.
Yeah.
So probably. I don't mind John. I'm sure John Warden's lovely. Everything I've heard is like he's a lovely guy, but his design aesthetic is not mine, shall we say?
That's fair. Yeah.
It's why I like Legacy a lot more than War for Cybertron.
Well, I look forward to seeing Robosen be reviewed by the top Transformer YouTube reviewers. It will be interesting, and that will be how I get enjoyment out of this figure. Otherwise, I'll just have to go no. If any of the people I know, like personally, get this, I'll have to roll my eyes and be like, guys, what are you doing? Come on now. You could have just subscribed to the Patreon page, and it would have if you subscribe to the Moonbase 2 Patreon page for the amount of money that you pay for this, which is probably 1,000 or more. That would God, how long would that last you? $2 each month.
Yeah, that'd
be a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do that.
If you like, I would like you to. Do you have anything else to say about the Grimlock, Mikey?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Oh, here's a question about the Optimus Prime. Do you think Jobby's going to get the Bumblebee Prime and talk about the China virus through him?
I could see him getting the ROTB one because he does like that design.
He does.
I think he's gotten like 3 different variants of it.
Damn, man.
But all I'm going to say is, you know what? It's not.
What?
Shatter or Dropkick.
I've never heard of them. Never heard of them.
It has been 5 years.
Oh my god. Has it really been that long? Yeah, no, it must have been.
And the model kits for them were advertised 4 years ago.
Oh my god. You'll never get them, Mikey. Never.
No, I really won't. I'm going, not even the third party ones have materialized.
Oh my
It can't be that hard, guys.
You know what's sad? Well, I guess this is a good segue because you know what's sad? An Optimus Primal model kit from Rise of the Beast will come out before Shattering Dropkick. That's right. Yolopark have shown off their Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal figure. We see all 3 figures because apparently there is an Optimus Primal, a Primal, and a Bumblebee. Optimus Primal Prime and a Bumblebee. So we see all of their robot modes. And apparently the Primal has a face swap gimmick. The others don't have. So we have Bumblebee. I don't know about you, Mikey, but Bumblebee looks quite squashed. Is he meant to look like this in the movie?
Weird.
His proportions are odd, right?
I don't. We're going to talk about how the trailer in a bit, but it looks like they try. I don't know if this is what he looks like in the movie off the top of my head, but it looks like they tried to have the proportions of the Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, the Volkswagen Bumblebee, with the Camaro body, which has translated into basically Strange.
Yeah, there's something about it that reminds me unpleasantly of what were the twins called from Revenge of the Fallen?
Oh, Skids and Mudflap.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the proportions on them, how they were quite squat but wide. There's something about it. Also, he comes with some hands, different styled hands, relaxed, punchy hands, and then, I don't know, open Dragon Ball Z hands, or jazz hands. That's fair. Primal, it's hard to tell what the face that he's swapping with is. You can see it on the bottom here.
I'm going to make a guess and say it's a face, right?
Yeah,
with
good
the
guess.
middle bit missing from the face plate and a mouth recessed into that.
Oh, maybe.
Call me crazy.
Well, don't tempt me. He seems to have a pointing finger hand, another hand, and 2 open hands. For some reason, 2 of the hands are facing the wrong way in the photo, so we can see that
They're like, it's primal. Is that primal?
it is.
Like that finger just pointing. Primal.
Yeah, for some reason they wanted to show that they're ball pegs. The hands pop into. I don't know why they pointed them. Why they didn't point them the other way. Anyway, he comes with 2 big shanks as well, or butter knives, I suppose. His head looks strange. Like it looks like he's got a. Do you remember the old Will Smith hairstyle where it was a flat top?
Yeah.
I think it's because the photo isn't very good, but that's kind of how it looks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looking down a bit and like it's hiding the angle of his skull.
Yeah, it's odd.
But
very black and silver.
This was our this was what we originally. I think this was our first look at his design, his robot mode design in Clear before they put out that character still.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I actually like the robot mode design. It doesn't look like it transforms, but hey, movie design. I think it's got kind of like the basic outline. I would look at that outline and think, oh, that could be primal.
Yeah.
It needs. Yeah, where it completely falls apart for me is the color scheme, which is just, it's like looking at Zack Snyder's Justice League in that scene where Black Superman is pulling Batman out of black sludge. and the only bit of color is Henry Cavill's face, and which means, as always with those movies, the only ray of sunshine is Henry Cavill's face.
Yay!
I like the I honestly like the design. But if I got this, and these are for reference, these are the affordable, like much lower price ones, which do have a weird caveat I'll get to in a second. This would be like, I would custom them up to add in a lot more color, to make them a bit more, like use the Beast Wars color scheme a bit more, because people have done digibashes of that, and it really breaks up the color a lot better. Give them the red kneecaps, give them a bit of blue, like it works better. But as a design,
yeah,
I like the robot.
It's not very realistic though for him to have red knee pads, is it?
Not very realistic of him to have silver.
But metal is silver, and he's made of metal.
Is he?
I guess. I don't know. I guess.
I think he's have fur then.
And the last one is Optimus Prime. Again, the proportions on this look a bit strange. I don't think they've converted the figure of Bumblebee. Well. Yeah, like his thighs. Thighs are huge, but then his chest and torso are quite small, and his shoulders are quite small.
He's got kind of a Gundam thing going on, but he doesn't have the proportions of a Gundam.
Yeah, quite odd. Again, closed fisty hands, open hands for slapping, one pointy finger hand, and I can't tell what the other. Primal. What's that? Oh, Optimus Prime. Okay, I can't tell.
Holding things hands.
Is that what it is? It's hard to tell because they've got all of this gubbins over the top that says internal use only. Lamau.
They didn't have like a ton of official photos for at least Primal and Bumblebee. So,
this I don't think looks desperately good. I think there are better Rise of the Beast or Bumblebee Optimus Primes out there. I can't say this one looks great. None of these, obviously, are my kettle of fish, but you mentioned that these were the affordable Yolopark figures, Mikey.
Yeah, so these are part of their new AMK series. So these are going to be pre-painted 20-centimeter tall kits. So they've got decent articulation, and they've got, so you don't actually have to do... it's not a perfect grade, It's a much simpler thing. The weird thing is, I'm going to share you the link here. So you can see yourself. So there was another news story just showing like the box. The box has kind of a Gundam-y vibe to it, or a Flame Toys vibe. But we see the inside of the kit, and it's weird. It's not sprues. These are basically, it's the robot mode disassembled, but already built.
Oh.
Which
so it's a half-assed model kit experience then, right?
I think it's probably good if you wanted to get it for like young kids.
Yeah.
Or like people who are just like have never built a model kit before and they want to just have like, okay, you put these together. You don't sprue, you don't paint, you don't do anything. Like, cool. But like I was really surprised because even the Bumblebee movie model kits, they are like they're simple, but they're still like buildable model kits. Like, yeah, I don't. This is like I'd say a 10-minute job, 20-minute job.
I think that's being generous, to be fair. If it's just like put the things together, it's not like it has an inner frame and it doesn't look. I mean, clearly from the plastic tray, it's got less pieces to it than a no grade, right?
Oh yeah, way more like or an NG grade or something like that.
Yeah.
The really simple ones, like way less pieces.
Yeah.
So like it's basically kind of just like getting a disassembled action figure rather than a model kit, and there is a difference. There is a difference. So yeah, I think depending on the price, I could probably pick up Primal. But if it's like €40 for that, no, because for that I could get like a premium Bandai model kit, or I could get like a Digimon kit, or I could get a lot of different kits for that price. That would be hours or days of building.
I think we still got to get you into Warhammer at some point, Mikey.
Oh God, no! Like miniature paint. What I want to do is I want to get hold of miniature paints and the proper paintbrush set and stuff like that, and really get into that side of painting. But miniatures, like I need big. I need something big.
You don't need like really good brushes. I mean, you can get them, but you can just buy like simple brush packs of like 10 different brushes or something for like £5, and they'll do you. When they die, you just throw them away. You don't need to treat them desperately well because they don't cost shit. Just buy another pack. You can buy really expensive
I need a better
ones.
setup.
Yeah.
No, but I need a better setup because I've got a few things I want to do for customs, and
let me tell you why you need to get Warhammer Minis to paint, Mikey. So you get the Warhammer Minis to paint.
Evangelists in the street?
No. So you paint the Warhammer Minis, right? So you're testing your skills to then take over to the thing that you really care about, which is the Gundam kits.
True.
If you can paint at a really small scale, then you can paint that really small scale detail on the bigger kits.
Yeah. You're not wrong, but I also know when you're trying to lead me by the nose.
Yeah, because then you can come over and play with Gruff when he goes to like Warhammer conventions, and then you can go and play with Wayne as well, because Wayne's deep in.
Yeah, but
Wayne gave up Transformers. He's done. So
I know.
He's got Warhammer.
I do not understand. I tried learning how to play Warhammer once, and it I was just staring and just like.
Oh, that's why you watch YouTube videos about it.
So confusing.
I mean, I can't play
confusing.
It, but yeah, I bet you could do it. XL Hedge says, "How much you want to bet Primal will be repainted into his Beast Wars colors?" I think that'll be the case if it's a Hasbro project. I don't think Yolopark will do that stuff. No. Also,
especially if it's pre-painted.
Yeah.
I just realized pre-painted, which means I'm going to have to strip the paint off if I want to paint it.
No, you could just coat it over with base. Don't have to clean it up.
I don't want it. I don't want to get gummy joints. Especially something where it's already pre-built, which means it's actually harder to avoid gummy joints.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't disagree with you there. X-Health Hedge also mentioned that Thunder Thighs Prime, which I definitely agree with. He's
Thunder Clash.
Chunky boys.
That's what Thunder Clash originally went by.
Thunder Thighs. You heard those thighs slapping as he came through the corridors. Right. There was another Yolopark thing. This is the no, it's just more images of the Prime. Okay, we just had better images of the Prime if you want to see it. I still think it's weird. So what's up next?
Let's talk about what got the universe a pumping.
Oh my god.
Which was the Rise of the Beast full trailer.
Oh
so this was
our only story from last week. This was the only one.
Yep. And I'm just going to say right now, I don't care about Wheeljack's ears.
Oh yeah, you mentioned on Twitter to me that you were sick about hearing about Wheeljack's ears again.
Yeah, I don't care if in the US trailer the ears popped out. I don't care if in the UK trailer they didn't. Fuck Wheeljack. Remember, that is my new rallying cry. Fuck Wheeljack.
All right.
Because of ye. Not because of anything Wheeljack did. because of ye. So this was basically a trailer, ran through, I think, far too much of the plot. So I wouldn't actually I know it's been spoiled a million times, but if you do not want to know what goes on in this movie yet, you've been avoiding trailers, turn off now for a bit, come back in like 10 minutes.
The thumbnail for this week's show might have been a spoiler, I suppose.
It might have been a spoiler, but just because there is going to be someone who's going to be pissed that the internet has been the internet. So we start off with the Maximals moving through a jungle. Somehow Optimus Primal is able to swing on trees.
They're very, very strong trees, Mikey.
He's a very big gorilla.
They're very, very good trees.
So you just got... Yeah. And then basically they're moving through the jungle, and then we see New York. We see Optimus. Sounds a bit depressed. He's talking to Ron Perlman is doing a voiceover, doing a very dour beast machine-y Optimus Primal. Yay. And then we get the big reveal of a planet that looks a bit Saturn-y, but I'm assuming is not Saturn, being about to be or being devoured by Unicron. Who at this point should be inside our planet.
Nope.
But it's okay, Andy. It's a prequel to the movies of the 2007.
All right, calm down, Lorenzo. Fucking liar.
He just rises up from the floor. So this is how it works.
No.
We see the scene of Mirage kidnapping a young human being and having his Mirage bits, and then we see him letting go and going like, I thought we were buddies. And Optimus comes in and tries to murder him.
See, this is what makes me think it could be connected, because he wants to kill the child or the human.
Yeah, but like he said, like in this movie, you're going to see at the start Optimus going from someone who's not a savior of humanity to the character from the 07 movies, and I'm just like, oh, we're going to see him become a monster, and I was just like, oh, we are going to see him become a monster.
He's already a monster.
And then the chase scene with Battletrap and Nightbird. Nightbird does a flip. Optimus is in the dark, and then Nightbird, Battletrap, and Scourge, who totally is not the Fallen. We'll get to that in a second. And then Cheetor pinning Mirage. We hear Michelle Yeoh's Air Razor. I found it very strange to hear Michelle Yeoh's voice come out of a big robot bird.
Same.
It's one of those celebrity voice actors. She's done voice acting before, but I wouldn't say she's very good at not being Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
So it's just celebrity voice actors. I get distracted. I picture the actor's face. I don't picture the character. We see everyone get together where everyone's hanging out. We see Unicron descending on top of something, which I'm assuming is like another planet. Bumblebee jumping off a thing. We get to see Scourge's face, and we hear Peter Dinklage has taken him, and it is very, very vocoded.
Too
Scourge
vocoded,
stabs.
I'd say.
I think if you're getting Peter Dinklage, have him sound like Peter Dinklage. Dude is cool. Very good actor. So we see Bumblebee get stabbed, then everyone's lining up heroically, more Unicron murdering things. We see Scourge praying to Unicron. We get the repeat of the scene of RC inside Wheeljack with the missile coming in. And as people have pointed out, if you zoom in on the open-mouthed scene, you see her teeth are terrifying.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot on Twitter.
What the fuck is going on in the inside of her mouth?
There's that going on, a huge amount. I wonder if I can find the image here. Probably can.
No. And then we do get our first shot of what an action scene in this movie is going to be like, and it's a pretty long shot involving Primal, RC, Wheeljack, and then looks like humans getting an armor suit, so they're going full kicker.
No.
So that was it. Many people were very, very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not want to take from their excitement. I am glad you were excited.
Yes.
Andy, would you, before I give my opinion, what was your opinion of this trailer?
I'm glad people were happy. I'm very glad people were happy.
Yeah.
I tried. So, I did a little scream when I saw Unicron, but not in a positive way. My scream was more, "Oh God, no, not him again! No, Jesus, no!"
I did say "Oh fuck" out loud.
Yeah.
I said I'm going to say some positive things here because I don't think I think the cinematography is way better than a Bay movie. I think that action scene, it is a big CGI action scene, which means I'm going to get frustrated with it. I suspect in the Endgame vibe because it's like 6 dudes versus 100. And it looks like they're all fighting little scorpionox and stuff like that. But it was a good tracking shot. It was steady cam. There wasn't any cutaways. The action looked like it was done by someone who knew how to do CGI action, or at least had seen a movie with CGI action and assumed they could do it, unlike Michael Bay's. Like comparing it to, say, one of the big trailer shots from Dark of the Moon, which was Prime coming down on the wing pack and then sliding into the Decepticons. That shot, like, there's no comparison. This is much better action CGI cinematography.
Yes.
That's where I'm going to. Like, I have no positive feelings or no really negative feelings to this, apart from I don't want Unicron. I think Unicron is a major fucking mistake. Apart from the fact that it will mean this continuity nonsense will never die. This conversation will go on forever. I think it's the exact same mistake as sticking like Galactus into your number 1, number 2 Fantastic Four movie. I've been saying it from the start. The mistake this movie is making is the mistake Justice League made, which was it tried to jump from personal film to big bombastic film with lots of new characters. There are 10 Autobots and Maximals in this.
Are you saying that they're not going to get a lot of development? They're going to get characters? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm going to say they're getting no development.
What?
Like, I'm going to put money down. I will put human money down that at least Cheetor and Rhinox will be basically window dressing.
What other kind of money do you have? Human money.
We don't talk about that.
Lizard money?
We don't talk about that.
Oh.
Unicron doesn't excite me at all. Like, big CGI moments like that don't excite me. Like, I want something that makes me go like, oh, this is something different, or it's going to be something like, what does this mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if this had just been Scourge, I'd have been more interested. Also, Scourge is on fire, is black, and is serving Unicron. I'm just going to go out on a limb. Just like I would say Jazz was originally what Mirage's name was, I'm pretty sure Scourge's original name was probably T. Fallen.
Do you think the Scourge is going to be the movie, in quotations, the movie's The Fallen's number 1 disciple before Megatron, or second disciple after Megatron kind of idea?
I think what we're going to get is like a line where he says, like, my name is Scourge, but once they called me Megatronus.
Oh, God.
And they're not going to say The Fallen, but they are going to say Megatronus. I'm going to put money down again.
What if he falls off like a mountain and he says, I have fallen, but I rise again?
Oh, God. I rise as a beast. He comes up as a dragon.
Cybertron has fallen, and I will be the blade that destroys it.
Yeah, but that's how we get Beast Wars Megatron. He falls off a cliff, Unicron reformats him as he falls, and then he comes up as a dragon.
Oh, I don't have.
Theme song just goes, Pete, I think.
I don't have a lot of hope in terms of story, kind of value.
Yeah, it's just too big. It's too bombastic, and like I think if they'd had 3 or 4 small movies of Autobots or Decepticons or Terracons, whoever you're going to use, getting a bit of in on them and on individual characters. That way you could do this. You could have like, cool, you don't need to set up Primal, you don't need to set up Prime, you don't need to set up Bumblebee, you don't need to set up RC. And then, okay, there's 2 characters you need set up in this movie. Cool. But we don't get it.
How much time do you think is going to be focused on the humans, plural?
Quite. Well, I think this will be more in tone with the Bay movies for humans than Bumblebee.
I don't even know what that means anymore. What does that mean?
Well, I think it means that the fact he's getting a power armor suit, it means he's going to have a big part in the action scenes.
Okay.
And I think that it's going to be his story featuring Transformers rather than a Transformer story featuring him.
Right. Interesting if this is connected to the other movies, because like that technology would be pretty useful.
Yeah, I almost want them to do like the trilogy movie, which is like, okay, now we're doing the final movie about Unicron's here, because this is going to be about Unicron coming to Earth. He's not going to be there yet. But like, and in the end of the movie, it's just like, and now we need to come up with a way to shove him into the planet in a way no one will notice.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would happen, how they could do it.
Especially since, like, last night he killed so many people.
Yeah.
He killed so many people.
Who? Prime or Unicron?
Yes, but also both. Both. Like, whole cities are gone.
Yeah. It's weird. How long until it's out now? It can't be too far.
I find
away
it hilarious when movies do that. A couple of 6 months. I think it's like 3-4 weeks.
No, that's soon.
Rise of the Beast is out in. Rise of the Beast is out in 32 days, 1 month almost to the day.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So.
Oh, Mikey, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? You should host a special Moonbase 2 roundtable podcast and get like one person from each of the big Transformer podcasts. So you and one person from each of the big podcasts can talk about the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie.
And they're all super positive, and every so often just have my corner going like, bullshit.
I want to kill myself. I hate
don't know
this.
Half of you. You fucked up.
You
didn't see the movie yet. This is the pre-show. You fucked up.
It could happen. Hey, maybe we'll go in and we'll come out loving it. That could happen.
I genuinely want to. It's got Primal in it. I hope he's fun, and that all this like over dramatic stuff is just for trailers. But yeah, I would always say always never trust a trailer anyway, because I will always point to the last night trailers.
Oh god.
So, but hey, we'll hope for the best.
Yes.
In theory.
XL Hedge says, Hasbro, where's my movie Unicron toy? Yeah, where's the Kickstarter for that one, Mikey?
No, I want Hasbro movie Unicron to just be a reuse of the Cybertron mold.
What, just like in darker colors?
Yeah, the little deluxe fella. Like, no change, no molding changing.
See, wouldn't that be fun if instead of Scourge we had him, and he's in this stupid tank mode, which has no explanation. Cybertron.
And it's just like he needs to be like that size, he's slightly shorter, and then someone tries to tackle him and he like knocks him through a mountain. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he gets you beat him by like dropping him inside of a volcano, but he doesn't die. He just kind of goes to sleep and becomes the Earth, and there you go.
Yeah, and then the volcano erupts purple, and the thing.
Yeah, then it's just Transformers Prime, sort of. That's okay. XL Hedge also says
the sequel to Transformers Prime.
Movie looks dumb fun, but I wanted Earth to be Unicron. I wonder how many other people felt that as well, or feel that way. Also, it looked like the leak plot might be true with the Michael Bay timeline crossover into the new timeline. What do you think of that, Mikey?
Oh, just let it go. Just Lorenzo, go to bed. Go to bed, sleep for a while. No one cares.
XL Hedge
just stop
says,
trying to. You're go on.
Oh, XL Hedge says, my question, if true, why is Unicron crossing timelines to eat an alternate timeline Earth version of himself?
Oh, Vor.
The answer to your question might surprise you. It's sexual in nature. It's just Vor. It's what everybody wanted. It's the Vor porn. Fantastic.
Also called self-cessed. Thank you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, self-cessed, doing anything to yourself.
I guess, yeah.
And apply to Vor.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess. Well, anything else to say on the movie, Mikey? Actually, how many people did you see giving positive responses to it? What do you remember what the positive responses were from people generally
speaking? It looks cool.
Okay, was it?
It looks cool. I'm really excited to see Beast Wars in cinemas.
Anything else? What about the story?
That was the prominent one. I saw very little talk about the story.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not trying to. Again, we're not trying to knock people. No. We're just trying to get an idea of what the language is.
Okay.
Because many people will be very, very positive about this in other podcasts, and I think it's important to have a grounding effect.
Yes, we will be the cynical British people. And Mikey, who's Irish. Who's also cynical.
Andy and his many friends.
Yay! Oh, God. Shall we move on, Mikey, to possibilities?
Yes.
Right. Well, there was a big Transformers display somewhere. And we're not talking about the display. Primarily, we're talking about the possible, at this official Hasbro display, possible first looks of the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime from Studio Series. Oh, no. I guess this is Hasbro. It must be at a Chinese or Japanese event, looking at the characters. Seems like they're just kind of showing off the shows. Showing off the new toy line to the public. Any thoughts on the Prime, Mikey?
I slightly struggle to tell how it was different from the other ones. I'm assuming it's just a
Same.
retool of the existing Studio Series.
Maybe.
I'm not really up on the Studio Series in general. It looks fine.
He's got a gun hand.
I genuinely have very little. He does. Cool. I think that's a silly gimmick, but cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, he's got a... I can't tell if that's a movie Prime sword or a Transformers Prime sword. One of them.
No hook, though.
But his smokes... No, how is he going to take his faces? Weirdly enough, I think his smokestacks look too big.
Yeah. I was wondering if his head was too small, and maybe it's not the case that his head's too small. Maybe it's just the smokestacks make his head look like it's smaller than it actually is. It's like a visual trick. Yeah. So that's something. That's one thing that was showing off. Possibly. Studio Series also showed off a Voyager Rise of the Beast Rhinox figure. These are not the best images, but we get to see him in the packaging. We don't see him outside of the packaging. He come with a big hammer, which looks like it's made of feet. I don't think it is, but it kind of looks like it is. How do you think?
Been there.
How do you think Rhinox has turned out, Mikey? Does he look angry enough for you in Rhino mode?
He looks a lot better than the Kingdom Rhinox in Rhino mode, at least from the front.
Yes, we can't
I
see
like
the back.
the general proportions of the front, but I do notice that the back seems to be pulling a bit of a Geiger. Those look like very free hips.
Yeah.
I suspect the back is kind of... Robot honestly doesn't look too bad in terms of proportions or anything like that. I'd like to see the face properly, but I think he looks better than Cheetor.
Oh, okay. All right.
A lot of people liked Cheetor a lot. I don't. I've seen him in person now, and I just don't care for the aesthetic. But I think I like Rhinox more than Cheetor.
I think, again, unsurprisingly, he needs a bit more color to make him pop. Some of that gold, some of that green.
The green would be nice.
Yeah, just to give him a bit of something. But again, they're going for the quote-unquote realistic giant metallic rhino look. So I guess the only green is going to be his eyes. But yeah, it looks fine. Again, I wish we saw better images, but that's not the case. We also saw Studio Series Gamer Edition of War for Cybertron Megatron, the boy that me and Mikey had a lot of hopes for. Have your hopes been dashed, Mikey, or have they been pumped up?
I like that robot mode a lot. I want to see it in physical, but that robot mode is nice looking, and I like his massive death mace. The tank is good. I would like to see it in a lot more detail. I suspect it's quite messy underneath.
That's fine.
I think I liked because obviously we know that the original deluxe figures were based on early designs. I missed the sloping back, the way the back sloped up, made it look more cohesive. I like the robot mode a lot.
I will say for the back of the packaging, for some reason, it seems like they've really load the color on him, so he looks very... Do you remember the e-hobby version of Prime and Megatron, where the Megatron was basically gray and the Prime was gray? It looks more like that.
Weirdly bronze.
And yet in the package...
and like you see him in the box, and
he's normal color.
He's just gray.
Yeah,
he's normal.
Yeah, he's what you would expect. It looks better like that, thankfully.
It's like they're trying to make it look game lighting.
I guess maybe that's the idea. It's hard to tell.
But yeah, I'm... Like, all I see is positive things about the Optimus, like, in terms of how the figure turned out. So, I haven't seen a lot of coverage of Bumblebee or Barricade yet, but Optimus, I've seen 6 reviews, and they were all just like, oh my god, it's the best Optimus Prime figure in years. So I'm hoping I'm hoping Megatron is up there.
Okay.
I would like Optimus, but I love that Megatron design.
Yeah, the Megatron design's really good. I want to know. I guess it's going to be hard to say until you get it in hand. I want to know, is it better than the Deluxe though? And I'm not sure it is. It's hard to tell from just.
I think the arms will probably be better. I think the arms will be better because I think the arms were a problem on that Deluxe. As much as I love it, it's the best of those figures.
Yeah, I don't know. Soundwave was really good.
Soundwave was good, but I think Megatron was better. I think he had better proportions in robot mode a lot.
He was more solid, probably. He was really stiff, and he stuck to a pose really nicely. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. I wouldn't say this wowed me, but I thought, look, it looks okay. And the box art, for some reason, made me really concerned. I was like, they better not color him like that because he doesn't look good like that. But luckily, that's not the case. So that was another thing. We also have a look at Earthspark Deluxe Grimlock. I know Mikey has a few things to say about this. Right?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So as we know, they've been using Cyberverse as a basis for some of the mainline deluxes for Earthspark, and this is a heavy retool of the Cyberverse Grimlock deluxe toys. So the forearms are exactly the same except for the claws. They've been changed. Which means that in Dino mode, that it's only got it doesn't really have like a knee in Dino mode. The thighs are the same, but the rest is visually like the same transformation scheme, same overall aesthetic, but like as far as I can tell, they're all new pieces. So we've got our IDW style head and body. We've got different shoulders. We've got different lower legs and upper legs. Transformation looks identical. In fact, I actually brought mine from home this weekend just to see how if like the transformation like is any way different, and no. So it looks like it's identical. Comes with a gun. Would rather it came with a sword. The toy here is mistransformed with the back not fully transformed, but again, if it's following the exact same transformation scheme as the original, that'll fold up nice and neat. The original is a nice toy. It suffers from the yellowing of the day, which they seem to have gotten a bit of a handle on, but it's also a toy that when it was originally released, like I would have struggled to justify the €20 price, because they are made cheaper than mainline deluxes or standard deluxes throughout the generation and stuff like that, and it does show. And unfortunately, it does limit. You see the limits in the engineering that these creators like. Clearly, they've got original ideas and everything else.
Yeah.
The T-Rex mode is like heavily retooled as well. Like the tail looks like it actually does a bit more than the original one did. It's an okay looking toy, was what I say. So I think if it's as posable as the original, it should be perfectly fun to pose in robot mode, and it's got a fair bit of personality in both modes. I'm not excited for him, but I like him better than Shockwave, where it's literally just a repaint of the Cyberverse toy. I just wish that we were seeing these mainline ones just at least on the level of the mainline Rise of the Beast stuff.
Yeah, we don't live in that era. We know that's not going to happen. They're not prioritizing the children's stuff now.
We should just be glad we're not getting just like warriors of everyone. But I still will not buy the couple of ones from Wave 1 at full price. I will wait until they're like 15 or so, because they just don't. None of them look like they're from the same line, which I find hilarious, just because of how the sizes work out. But because it's not just the scale; it's just like Bumblebee's head is so much bigger than Megatron's. And Twitch has just she's huge overall, but I think he looks okay. He comes with the leg of Mandroid. The leg of Mandroid, which doesn't look posable, surprisingly enough.
It's got a hip twist.
Yeah. And I think he's got an ankle, but no knees. I'm not excited for this, but I think for what it's doing, I think it's a good thing. I think its limits are in the core figure and the materials.
Since it's a Grimlock, I mean, are you going to be buying it once it goes on sale? Are you going to buy it because he's Grimlock at full price, you think?
I think I'll wait until I see what I think of Grimlock in Earthspark, because he was fun in the episode he was in. He was just like a rampaging monster. I want to see what Keith David Grimlock is actually like. Because the reason I got Cyberverse was because I really like Cyberverse Grimlock as a character. And the days of me saying I'll buy every Grimlock toy are over, and they're not coming back. I'm still waiting for a Metoxatron one. But yeah, so I think I'll wait and see how the character turns out. But I think for what it is, within the limits of what it's trying to do, what it has, I think it turned out well. It's just the limits are stark, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely find it really depressing that this is just, granted, it's a heavy retool, but it is a retool. And like you said, we've had toys in the past, like the Shockwave, where it is just the figure from the previous line. We are so far past the days of like Prime and animated, where it got its own full toy line and it was a respected toy line. It does feel like Legacy and the Studio Series are just too much. They've completely encompassed Transformers, where arguably it should be maybe it should be the side stuff. I don't know. The main show that's being promoted to get a new generation of kids in, to me, shouldn't feel like the side project. And this is it definitely feels like that's what Earthspark is at this point. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good for what it is. It looks like Grimlock. The dinosaur mode's a bit messy, unless it's mistransformed.
No, the dinosaur mode is actually right, because like what basically happens is on the feet, like one of the feet forms the back and one of the feet forms the belly, and like it's filling in a big gap.
Okay.
Which is a fun transformation. It's an original take on the transformation, but it's not the cleanest look.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, I suppose, but yeah. Could be done a little bit cleaner, perhaps. I don't think the Mandroid is a good change from Macadam. Macadam had articulation. Mandroid seems to be a figure from the 90s, where it looks like he'll have 5-6 points of articulation and not much more than that.
And like I like Mandroid well enough for what he is, but I wouldn't exactly say I want a representation of him.
And you know for a fact that by I don't know, by the end of this season, if they get to season 2, he's going to be effectively Autobot X or an equivalent for the show, right?
He's going to be a full Transformer.
Yeah, I mean, you see where it's going. We all know it's happening, and he's going to be, what have I become? So why get the weird half-assed stage version when you could have the full cool robot version? I don't know. Well, it's an extra figure, I suppose. It's a free bit. Next up, we also have a Legacy Evolution Voyager Junkion, apparently. This is a prototype, as he's in the purple and the green stage. I think people should remember these are prototype colors. I don't expect this to be the color of the robot. If you want an example of a prototype color, remember when Aaron got bright red Bulkhead from Animated?
Yeah, those are good days.
Yeah, so I think it's. I
used to pay so much for those.
Oh, they did. I think it's cute that people might not know that these are test colors. Could this be his actual color scheme? It could be, but I would be surprised. He has no head.
Yeah, people are theorizing. Yeah, people are theorizing this is animated Wreck-Gar.
I mean, I guess I could see that. It doesn't really look like him.
No, it seems to be a dump truck of some sort. So
yeah,
I think the fists are going to be based off someone. So because those are very distinctive fists.
His hands are also either on backwards or something else. Because his thumbs are on the bottom. So it's interesting.
No, this is like misassembled.
Yeah, it's interesting look, but I don't know who it's going to be or what. If it is Wreck-Gar from Animated, I don't think it's going to work too well, potentially. But clearly you can pull the arms off. I don't know what else you can do with it being a Junkion, but he should be disassemblable. Hopefully,
he's a Voyager, though. He's going to look a bit odd put together with the others.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I have no idea. It looks
I have to admit, kind of like most of the other gimmicks for this mix and match thing, I don't think the Junkion gimmick works. As someone who likes the individual robots, I think the combination thing was not well enough thought out. I really think only Fossilizers got that right.
Yeah, Fossilized has got it shockingly well, but I think Fossilized has really got good when they went on hard sale and people bought loads of them. I think if you just picked up one of each, you were not going to have the best time with the. I think that's the problem with these kind of figures that you pull apart and slap together. You need to have like an excess of them, like Lego. But imagine only having 4 Lego bricks and being like, you can combine these together. It's like, you're not wrong, just not many ways.
I have Anne Lego.
Anne Lego, my favorite character, Anne Lego. So that's a look at a Junkion. We also have a look at a figure that feels like it's 12 years old already. We're apparently getting the Earthrise Siege Gabagooble version of Megatron. This time he's going to be Minor Megatron.
God.
Yeah, we haven't had that.
I thought we staked it. I thought we staked it and got it in the heart.
No, there's another recolor left in this mold, Mikey, and it's Minor Megatron from IDW Dreamwave Comics.
Cool. This is a lazy repaint.
I don't know why we needed it again.
It's just a couple of stripes. This is going to have the same fucking head.
No, he's dark gray, stripes? Mikey. He is a different color from normal Megatron.
Oh, you die.
He might, like, if we're gonna go positive, he might have a different head because Minor Megatron has a more pronounced brow with the stripes on. But yeah,
I won't you die.
I don't know. Maybe they'll give him a drill instead of a fusion cannon.
This is the Higurashi of toys.
It's the classic Starscream or the Earthrise Starscream, which is the classic Starscream.
Every time we brutally dismember it, you fall asleep and it's there. It's re-zeroing me. Got devoured by rabbits, but it won't die.
It is kind of surprising to see the figure again. I'm not going to count it.
And yet it's not.
Yeah.
And yet it's not.
Yeah.
I still haven't got one. The only one I want is the Shattered Glass one, and that is still too expensive for my taste.
The only one I wanted was the G2 one. But then I'd also want the upgrade kit to give the G2 head that someone made, and also the G2 cannon.
Yeah.
But that was too expensive.
I wouldn't. Again, that's kind of like too much money spent.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just like I saw this and I actually felt like I was having an existential crisis. I was just like staring at it. I'm just like, I'm imagining things. No, I'm imagining things. It's like, no, it's not. It can't be.
This can't be a general release though, right? This has to be like an e-hobby, a Generation Select, or something, right? They're not going to just release Minor Megatron as like a standard
Walmart. It'll be fucking Walmart and Smith's.
Amazon.
Oh god,
Oh
god.
This can be the new Velocitron line, Minor Megatron.
Yeah, it's just this is actually the full line. The line is just 3 different Minor Megatrons in different boxes.
Slightly different expressions on his face.
No. Everything else is the same, just the box.
Oh no.
Just the box.
Oh. They could release or re-release Siege, Earthrise, Impactor, and make him the minor version?
Oh, they could, I suppose. Is he basically the minor version already?
Yeah, he is, but they could just re-release him.
I thought you were going to say they could redo this mold. I thought you were going to say they could redo this mold as Impact.
That'd be funny. Even more. No, they re-released this dude as I can't remember his name again. I forgot the guy the Drift fights in Empire of Gabagool or the Drift miniseries.
Oh, yeah. I know the one you mean.
Yeah. You remembered last time. I can't remember him now.
Yeah, Turmoil.
Yeah, they could make him into Turmoil. There you go. There's another reuse of him. In another dark gray color scheme. Mikey, I've left the best, well, not to last, but the next best thing, because I know you like the Red series and you like Grimlock, so
I want one figure from the Red series but I will not pay the ridiculous prices because the line is being released in a ridiculous manner.
Remember, people, Mikey is a Red Line apologist.
So we had leaks from the same thing of production samples for Red Prime Starscream and Red G1 Grimlock. Grimlock. So let's look at Starscream first. His hands look a little odd. He's got curly hands for holding something or doing the missile shooting pose. He comes with wing pack and he comes with a transformed arm. And some missiles to at least go on one of those arms. We see a painted one and we see an unpainted one. And looks like they're going to come with a really crappy blast effect. But again, like a lot of these red figures, the sculpt looks fine.
Yeah.
The quality looks shite.
Yeah.
Look at his crest.
Yeah,
that is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's not good where his little fin horn thing is already bent and it's not even in package.
Yep, and again, this is a Starscream many people want because it's a great character.
Yeah.
And then Grimlock, what is going on with Grimlock? So he is... I don't know what aesthetic they're going with him.
I heard said that they were
Energon?
going... Oh, see, I heard from somebody they were kind of going Action Master styled. And I kind of see
Action Master Grimlock's very different.
Okay.
Like, in terms of the design. And it looks like there's different shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah, one with the yellow parts on and one without. Or at least the molded parts where the yellow paint goes and one's without. And
he's got a red chest and odd proportions, and he's got hinges on his dino tail. But why are the dino tails not just molded in?
Yeah, because they're not going to move, so they're extra pieces for no reason.
He's weird.
He is.
He's very weird.
And his sword's really bad. It looks like a Nerf sword.
His sword is... This looks like someone took a CAD model for a small toy and then scaled it up. It's very strange. It's very strange.
It looks really bad. This is the first. Strange. I think this is the first red figure that where the mold of the figure just looks bad. Like you just visually look at it. You don't even need to. You don't even think about the quality of the figure, and all of the quality of them is pretty bad. This is the first time I've seen one of their figures, and I've just gone straight away. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Not like badly made, just bad.
I really hope the wings fold back, because like if they just hang over the shoulder like that, that would be like, no, I don't like it. Like it's got grills instead of fangs in the robot mode, I suppose. I like that. But I don't like much else. Maybe it will look better painted up, but I don't think it will look good painted. We've got one painted. It doesn't look great.
Is that fully painted? Because there's no way that they can leave the clear plastic bit on there, right? That has to get painted, surely.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the thighs will have more paint because it's got lots of unpainted details.
Yeah, like a lot.
Very strange.
Yeah,
it's a very strange looking figure, and like, why are the toes hinged on the? Why are the Rex toes hinged?
I don't know. To save on painting?
Why aren't they just molded in?
Painting?
But then you could just mold it in.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, if you told me this was like a garage kit for a show, I think that I'd be like,
from
okay.
Years ago.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's not bad for a garage kit that you put together yourself. And it's like, yeah, okay. But it's probably not. It's probably just a full on red figure again.
It's really weird. It's really weird.
Why are these some of the worst action figures that Hasbro make, even though some of the action figures that they do make are actually very good? Why are these the worst ones? It's
very strange, and I don't think anyone can figure it out.
No, it's bizarre.
And yeah, like, I'll just throw the last bit of news in just for fun. Jeremy Levy, who's the voice of Cyberverse Bumblebee, will be at TF Nation this year. So he also did Rack and Rune, Perceptor, Jetfire, and Whirl.
Did he do Prowl?
I think he did a few Decepticons as well. I don't know.
Oh.
Do we care if he didn't?
I mean, you should.
I'm not really.
You could go up to him and, like,
we all love Prowl.
If you see him at TF Nation this year, assuming you're going, you could tell him how influential his role as Prowl was to you, and how many thoughts and opinions you have on Prowl.
And as he says, like, no, you see, I wasn't actually Prowl. I just hold up the Prowl I bought there at TF Nation, the one toy I'm there for, asking him to sign it for. Please sign my Prowl. It's like, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't play Prowl. I didn't I said sign my prowl.
I wish the Windblade actress was there, so you could make her sign your prowl, and you could make her sign as, I didn't get a deluxe toy, but Prowl did. Signed by her.
Prowl got what he deserved. The deluxe toy he earned with his many appearances.
He deserves this. Ah, that's nice.
No, I can get her to sign it and just say, like, Windblade needs to be phased out because we need more G1 characters.
Oh, no. I'm glad that they get a Cyberverse voice actor in. That's nice. I like that. Yeah.
And, like, one question I really want to ask him, like, how frustrating was it in that first season having to pretend you could do all these radio voices because they were too cheap to hire other actors? But it wasn't your fault, but
no.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So that's the news.
Cool. All right, Mikey. Well, what you been up to this week? What have you done for fun, son, bro, teeny?
A lot of work, a lot of writing, a lot of other stuff. A few media things. I've got a box coming to me from America, which has not arrived yet. I've also got the hardcover full collection of the original Kamen Rider manga in English coming to me.
Oh, wow.
A bookshop in Ireland was closing down. Yep, bookshop in Ireland was closing down. They had a bunch of stuff on sale, and you could either get... I either could have gotten Rider or the original Go Ranger. And I was just like, I'll get Rider. It's more me.
Is it the 50th anniversary edition kind of one? Is that it?
I don't know. I think it was released when the big hype of Kamen Rider coming over to the US in some shape or form was the thing.
Oh.
Before it all happened. So that'll be with me next week, I think. Don't know when the box with the figures in will be here. But I did do some media stuff this week. Didn't go see Guardians 3 because I have a free ticket for the cinema, but I don't want to spend it on that. And everything I see kind of makes it sound like it's everything that was wrong with Guardians 2, but more so.
Yeah, it's too much James Gunn is what I hear. The lady who made the first Guardians good is not there to kind of rail him back. That's what I hear.
Yeah, Nicole Perlman. It happened in Guardians 2, and then Guardians is unfortunately responsible in many ways for what the MCU turned into. But weirdly enough, just by chance, I was turning on the TV on Saturday, and the original Guardians was on. I was just like, fuck it, I'll watch it. I'm just like, wow, that was a good movie.
It is.
That was a movie that balanced its humor and its drama quite well. It was actually pretty funny at times. Oh my God, Dave. I haven't seen this movie since it came out, really, but Dave Bautista is too good an actor to be dealing with the shit they put him through since Guardian 2.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of those guys like, oh no, you could actually deliver really good performances. And you did. And then you had to play a kind of insulting parody of the character you brought into existence.
Because that's all he was then at that point. He was just the joke.
Which he said it in interviews that he's not crazy about, but which if he's gotten to the stage where he's saying that politely in interviews, he must be really, really frustrated in real life. So yeah, didn't watch Geats this week. Haven't had a chance. But it leaked last week.
Oh,
weirdly enough, an episode leaked online.
How's that
it didn't get subbed, so I don't know. Apparently, it was just up. Someone accidentally hit a button, and the episode 35 ended up on the website or something like that. It's a doodle. I don't think that really happens with Rider very much.
No.
So I'll watch that maybe tonight before I go to bed. Did watch episode 10 of King Oger, which has officially brought sort of the first story arc to a close. It is time for you to watch King Oger.
Oh.
I am confident saying that you have a contained mini arc, 10-episode mini arc. This is the point where you decide whether or not you want to give the show a go.
Oh, here's a question then, Mikey. 10 episodes, well, more than 10 episodes in at this point. Do you consider this better or on par with Geats at this point? Let's say
better.
10. Oh, it's better than Geats? Okay.
Better.
Oh.
Unhesitantly, I enjoy it more.
Wow.
I like the characters. I think the acting tends to be a little better at times.
Wow.
That's
not usual as well.
Scenes
for
very
Rider.
good. No, it's not. And certainly not for us.
Yeah. Wow.
The way the mecha's handled, very much speaking to my tastes.
Okay.
It's got goofy Sentai stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But it's doing it differently. Like this, I'm just gonna say, at the end of the current episode, they're still not actually friends. It's been 10 episodes, and the boundaries are still up. There has been a change in how the boundaries work, but the boundaries are still up. Your human villain is still very much your human villain. The monsters have only just really started enacting a plan. Pacing is so different from what I'm used to for a Sentai. Somehow they've managed to keep it looking about the same level they got with episode 1. There's been 1 or 2 ones where clearly they were like, we're going to shoot outside for most of this episode. Why? Shut up. Because we don't have any. Because all our indoor stages are green screen. But yeah, I thought this was. I was like episode 10, quite good, quite good. I'm really surprised by how much I'm liking it. It just like. It's really trying to be different from the Sentai that I've seen Dawn Brothers. I've seen for a bit of Dawn Brothers actually. I checked in now and then, and I didn't like it. No. It was what everyone else loved about it. I was just like, seen this 1,000 times before because I've seen it in a way when he's trying to be wacky. I didn't really care for very many Sentai since Kyoryuger. Like, there's a lot to like in this show. I think. Black is definitely my favorite of the ones, because my god, he's a kabuki sneaker. So he sneaks and does lies, but he also does it in the most bombastic way possible. And I just love the fact that no one seems to catch on half the time, despite the fact that they all know not to trust him. I also love how he says his name, Kagaragi Deboski, every time. But yeah, King Oger, I like it more than Geats. I like it more than Geats now. I also like it more than Geats at episode 10.
Oh wow. Because Geats at episode 10, we had a bit more hope for it, I think. I'm up to episode 31, I think, now on Geats. And I definitely am seeing the problems that you see as well. The fact that Ace is just an invincible monster who has no threats. There's no agency. He just beats everything without any issue. The only time he struggled is when the show was going, it's time for you to have your upgraded form. And then he got his upgraded form and then has never had any issues again. Yeah.
And like, Kabuto has the same problem, but Kabuto is so fucking nuts. Kabuto really is about everyone else.
Yeah, I didn't like Kabuto. That was one of the ones that I was not a big fan of. I thought it was fine. I didn't hate it. I was just like, bleh.
But for me, like, it's just like I'm seeing storylines I've seen done in other writer better, and Ace has become a real problem for me in the last couple of weeks because he's just not developed.
No, it's weird because I got past the episode where they talked about that he is the same dude. Oh, he's been the same dude for like 1,000 years or something, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. 2,000 years.
He was originally an ancient Roman.
Yeah, and that could be really cool, and they've done nothing with it. It's not changed his character at all. He's exactly the same. He is not changed in 31 episodes.
There's no revelation that he's been acting a certain way to try and appear more youthful or anything like that. And it's like, oh, what effect did it have? Like, we know he's trying to find out why he keeps getting reincarnated, but
yeah, out of the 3 characters. Like, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, does he have like a mom and a dad who were like really weirded out that their son became very distant at one point?
Out of nowhere, has a Roman coin.
Yeah,
talks about finding his real mum or something.
But like, I gave birth to you. Shut up, mom.
Yeah, you know my real mom, who vagina I lived in.
I like Nago probably the most of the secondaries at the moment, but like they just don't do enough with them. And the format of the show, I think, is killing it.
Yeah,
this repetitive format.
Yeah, I was sure. Like, I was so sure that the plot of the show would be you play the game once, you play the game a second time, but there'll be a really interesting twist to it, and then they'd get rid of it. Because that's how I would script it out. Because it would
be the realization the game has to be beaten.
Yes.
Or it has to be done, and then it comes back at the end.
Yeah, or it's not taken part in at all. Like, it's completely subverted. Like, they're actually fighting management at that point, which I think is where we're going to get to at some point. Some point, they're going to find the TV show management, but it's just third. We went through it 3 times. We had the Big Brother house live situation where they were all living together, which meant nothing. It did nothing to the show.
Yeah, it was for 1 episode. It just occasionally calls her his sister.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3. But and who's the what did they call him? What Nago was the person who was trying to fuck up the show.
Oh, I know the one you mean, but yeah,
it was a special fancy name. What did that mean at the end of the day? Nothing. It just meant that she could be devious, and it's like, yeah, she's a human being who wanted to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
The revelation that she was a wished person, I was like, so who cares?
Like what I like about that is the implication that her dad's nuts. Because he could have wished for his daughter back, and instead he wished for a product.
Yes.
And which is something that could lead to something really interesting, but then she disappears the next 2 episodes.
Yeah. And if we'd had more with the dad ever, we barely got any scenes with him.
Yeah, like we had a better sense of how they interacted. Like, was he like fake friendly to her, or was he always like kind of cruel and standoffish?
Yeah.
Why originally did he seem like he cared about her happiness when his constant thing afterwards is like he literally does not care about her?
Yeah, it seems like they're confused about what the show is meant. Well, at least what the character's meant to do. Where we're meant to go with them.
I think the direction is going to get a lot of praise, and I think the show is going to have a fair few fans. But for me, it's a mid-tier show at the moment.
Yeah, I was thinking, I think I prefer Drive is like my standard mid-tier Kamen Rider show. I think I like Drive more than I do Geats. And it's primarily because we're not doing the exact same format of the show. We're doing the whole thing of there are so many whatever the monsters were called in that show. We're going through and we're beating them, but at least it was more of a Kamen Rider Monster of the Week thing. We have 5 monster suits in this show. This might be the cheapest Kamen Rider show in terms of suit designs, right? Has to be.
Because as we've gone up into the upgrades and stuff, I don't like the designs of the upgrades.
No.
As well.
Not for him. He's the only one that's got them so far. And they're just like, eh.
Yeah. Well, all his ones have been shared except for Boost, I suppose. But
I mean his like super duper like Boost times 5 or whatever it is mixed with the that is like that's fine.
I wish that the monsters mattered more to the game, because the fact that there's a guy who wants to win the game for the monsters is so peripheral to the story.
Do you mean the gardener or do you mean Buffer?
The gardener.
Yeah, again, that's something that could be really interesting if they developed that and made that something, but they don't. Seems like he just makes the Jamito because he wants the Jamito to be happy for some reason, and he gets eaten by them. That's it. It's done. It's like, oh, okay, never mind. What was
he got eaten, and then that was like, oh, cool, that's really cool. We haven't had something like that in a while. But then they have it like the monster takes on his personality and appearance, which means he might as well not have been eaten.
Yeah, why bother? Apart from now he can fight people, I suppose. I guess that's it.
Yeah, but there was other ways of doing that.
Yeah.
That didn't just make it feel like you wanted the shock scene, but then your shock scene didn't have the impact because now he's basically, the monster is just him.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is the story failure that is Saber. It's not that way. You're just like, what's going on? But I'm definitely feeling... do you remember when I just stopped watching Revise, where I was just like, I'm done. I got bored. I'm definitely feeling that at the moment with Geats, where I'm just like, I could just stop watching, and I don't think I'd really care that much, unfortunately.
I think since it's now part of my ritual for King Oger watching...
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I can see that.
I'll probably keep it in. But also, I think if I didn't have something like, okay, Saturday is Toku Day, Sunday is Toku Day, I don't think I might necessarily keep it up, and I might come back to it like when it's all finished.
Yeah.
Which I never do.
Yeah, no, you're always week by week, to be fair. I'm the one that usually has to have a load of episodes to go through.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe
it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Because I can see a lot of talent involved in this show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, I can, like, honestly, when the writing is on point, you can see what the writers gave. The direction is really good. I think the actors are all competent.
Yeah,
but it's just not coming together at this stage. Like, I feel like it needs a shake-up. It needs a big shake-up.
How's Stuart Webb doing through build? Has he got any further through build?
He is up to episode 6 or 7.
Oh,
I think.
So Stark should be coming in either
Stark
or
is
soon.
Stark is in. They have touched on the idea of it being someone. He's guessing it's this evil scientist.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, he hasn't even begun to swagger, mate.
Yeah,
he has not even begun to swagger.
Bill's pretty fun. Top 5, not the top good. 3, but it's top 5.
Definitely top 5. Top 5. But yeah, so he keeps on saying like it's weird how it like wow, what a homoerotic show, and I'm just like, dude, we're only a few episodes in, you've no idea. You've no idea how homoerotic this gets. It gets very homoerotic. Banjo and Sento probably are married in some timeline, but so yeah, I've actually been enjoying that because I'm just dropping him with bits of trivia and everything else. And then he said like people are recommending various writer shows, and like one piece of advice he got was watch every show but the fruit one. And then I said, if you do that, I will find you and hurt you. Watch the fruit one.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say just like, oh yeah, you should watch Saber. Oh God, why do you hate this man?
No, everyone but the fruit one. And I'm just like,
yeah.
He's about to hit. So next week, because he's doing basically like 2 episodes a day, he's going to hit. It's really good. Yeah. He's going to hit. What's he going to hit? He's going to hit the Stark reveal or Stalk reveal. He's already asked. Is it supposed to be Stalk or Stark?
Stark. I say Stark. It just sounds better than Stalk.
Yeah. But he's going to hit the reveal for that, and I said like, yeah, don't. You were going to watch the movie at like episode 10, the crossover movie. Don't.
Oh yeah.
Watch it because like because they spoil that in there.
Fuck, I forgot about that shit.
I don't. Yeah, I don't, because like also it was like those 3 or 4 Heisei Generation movies that were actually good. But before they like I won't mention it here. I checked out the Geats Vice movie. It's quite bad. They go back to the 3-act format, and it hurts it amazingly.
Wow.
And also it's about how Geats is kind of amazing.
Oh wow!
Yay.
Again.
But like, how do you watch that movie? Because that movie has like, okay, it's got spoilers for Exade, it's got spoilers for Forze, it's got spoilers for Gaim, it's got the entire O's Ankh shit.
Shit, you're right. Yeah.
How do you watch that? How do you watch that scene without the context of who O's and Ankh are?
You don't.
But like, I'm not
just
telling
have
him
to skip it, unfortunately.
I told him like it's a big continuity thing, but he said like, you know, he's just gonna watch it and then go. He's gonna watch that show eventually. So I'm just like, okay, well, hopefully you forget all this.
Yeah.
I would never recommend doing it because you need to get why him having the ice cream at that last scene and looking like he's about to, you know, as he dissolves, why that ice cream is super, 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 super important and impactful.
It would be like watching the last episode of Babylon 5 and being like, why does everybody say it's a really emotional episode? It's like, because you don't know the characters. You don't know the relationships.
Yeah, or Coda Hero.
Yeah, or Coda Hero.
Someone did that. I know. I knew somebody watched Coda Hero and they said they didn't get why this was hailed as one of the best episodes of Transformers.
Oh, did you watch the rest of it? No. Well, that's why, stupid. I read the last page of Lord of the Rings. Don't quite get the hype. It's like you're an idiot. I'm sorry, you're stupid. Oh my god.
Oh dear. But yeah. So that's King Oger. Like it.
Watch it.
You've got to come. 10 episodes. We'll have it watched by next week.
Okay, I'll try and get that listed up for tonight to watch because I've kind of finished watching Geats, so I may as well get onto King Oger.
And the only other thing this week of note, which is actually kind of the biggest thing, is I watched the first episode of the 2 episodes that are out of Unicorn Warriors Eternal.
Yeah, I watched
which is the new Gendy Tartakovsky show, which was apparently devised 20 years ago and then no one would take it. And then it was going to be released on Cartoon Network and they didn't. And then it was going to be released on HBO Max, and suspiciously it got moved off there.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then it was going to be on Cartoon Network's Acme slot, and then Adult Swim took it. So it's going to be on Adult Swim. So yeah, it is done by the same animation studio who did Primal. They're doing a very different art style. It's based more on 50s and 60s anime like Astro Boy and some like Betty Boop stuff.
I was going to ask if it was based off of Popeye, because I felt that some of them had like Popeye arms, or the smile, which is like they do the cheek, which is like a C, and then they have a line coming down off of it, which is like, oh, that's really cool. It's a nice style. Yeah,
he the from the interviews I read, it was just like like lots of like early style animations from like America and Japan.
It's neat.
I think the Astro Boy stuff is really noticeable in some of the side characters. But yeah, so same animation studio as the one who did Primal. They do good work. I won't comment too much on the story, plots, and everything else yet.
It's very
until
early.
I see part 2.
Yeah,
very early, and I'm missing an episode. I'm very intrigued by the premise because technically that means they've murdered so many people over the years. Just this time, one of them said, "Whoops, no, I'm still me." But that I'm very curious to see episode 2. I will not go too far into it just because it's all set up. It's all set up.
Yeah.
That woman who clearly has a dog face is going to take over the internet.
Why do you say that?
I'm going to say because those hips shook a lot as she was walking.
Oh! I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just Gendy's style, though. I've seen Gendy do the hip swings. He's animated that shit before.
Likes his hips.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very this is a passion project that's 20 years in the making. So, is it arguable now that he's like the top tier action adventure animator of our age? Is that arguable?
I mean, in terms of story, I don't think it's. What else is there that's animated that has as interesting story as Primal? I don't know. I don't think there is. I'm sure someone would.
If anyone
say
says
something.
Invincible, I'm coming round to your house.
Sorry, say what?
But if someone says Invincible, I'm coming round to their house.
No, Invincible's not good. Invincible's pretty bad. At least I thought so.
I wasn't impressed. But
no.
I also really don't like the comic because I think it is self-congratulatory violence porn. But
I do like porn and I do like violence.
He said when his favorite TV show made in the last 10 years is Primal. Is that difference between violence and violence porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. Invincible came out from that generation of comics that was really up its own arse. But what if it was your DC and Marvel heroes, but they were ass?
Yeah.
It's and it's just so it thinks it's clever. I don't think it's clever, but I apologize again to people who love it.
That's
I
fine.
know quarrel with you. Well, some of you, but yeah, no, I'm definitely intrigued to see part 2. I hope to get it watched before I go to bed tonight.
Yeah, I think it's hard to actually to talk too much about this the first episode because it is, like you say, all set up. And it sets up an interesting world and premise, but it doesn't give you too much more than that. It's intended that you watch part 1 and part 2 together, just because of I didn't get through too much of part 2 because I had to start recording the show today. But it keeps moving. It keeps moving. I think the more episodes we get, the better. I think you could argue Primal has a better first episode because it gives you everything you need to get going with the show in that first episode, where this seems a bit more because it's dialogue. It has more to get through, and it has more quote unquote lore to tell you and about how the world works and everything like that, rather than man, family dead,
self-contained story.
Yeah, man, family dead, dinosaur, family dead. No, let's be friends. Let's kill everything else. That's it. It's like, okay. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more of this. If Gendy puts out anything, I'll watch it. I might not like everything, but like this Star Wars stuff, I think is okay, but I don't love it as much as some people do. But I'll watch it.
I like the rain scene that everyone shares in that Star Wars stuff.
The rain scene?
Yeah, the one where it's like it's all silent. It's just like it starts raining on like I think it's Anakin and that like one bald lady.
Oh, yeah.
And-
That's cool.
But it's just like he's very good at yeah. Man's an animator. But it's kind of like I'm not always going to love everything he does, but I am going to say like, listen, it's always worth your time trying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh. But yeah, that was me for the week. Anything else, Andy?
Well, did you see, Mikey, that the Super Mario Brothers movie got put on Twitter, like the entire thing?
Oh no, I saw it like past 1 billion, but I also saw Aquaman past 1 billion, so I didn't get excited by this.
Yeah, someone decided to put it up, not quite legally, shall we say, on Twitter, and I saw it go up, and I went, yeah, I'll watch it. So I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie because I was never going to see it in the cinema, never. In terms of like a movie, it's okay, you know. I think the more of a Nintendo fan you are, the more you'll enjoy this movie. If we're just talking about the narrative, it's a very kind of standard like 6 out of 10 story. It's not. It feels like a 90s kind of action movie. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's just save the princess and everything is happy at the end of the day. You know, you're not going to be blown away by that. I think this primarily runs on, do you like the visuals? Because it is very prettily animated. And do you really like Nintendo? Because I'm not a big Nintendo fan, but I saw a lot of references. So if, like, not being a big Nintendo person, if I saw a lot, if you're a big Nintendo person, you're going to see even more than me. And I think that's going to draw you into the movie more so. So it's definitely like the more of a fan you are, the more you're going to enjoy this. Maybe like the Transformers cartoon movie. If you're not a fan of Transformers, you're probably not going to get much out of it because the story's kind of not good Star Wars. But if you like Transformers, it's going to hit you a lot more. And I think it's the same here. Chris Pratt not being doing the voice of Mario was okay. I didn't like Seth Rogen because I think Seth Rogen's a cock, just as a human being, you know. He's very much in the category, like you mentioned with Michelle Yeoh. He's not really a voice actor. It sounds like Seth Rogen, and it's like, that's him. But Jack Black was good as Bowser. But Jack Black's a good voice actor. So, you know, no real shock there.
Yes.
Would I recommend Mikey go and see it? If you can see it like me, the way I did, then I guess. I think you'd probably come away with the same kind of, it's fine. You know, it's skippable. You could do something else with your time, but maybe it's a good movie for you to watch if you've got like a Gundam kit to build and you want something to slap on in the background. I could see you doing that.
Yeah. Those kind of movies.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's not terrible like some people say.
Fine.
It's not amazing like some people say. It's fine. What else did it do? Oh, I got in through the post. I got in a figure art because I managed to get a deal on eBay because I didn't need to use PayPal to buy something off eBay. I could just go through eBay because I still have my PayPal problems. I got the Dragon Ball figure art Cell, first form Cell, because I was poking Mikey saying, should I get Cell? And you were like, yeah, probably. And I was like, oh, okay. I got him. I like him. He's definitely a figure art. Thus, he feels quite nice and fancy. I wish his tail had a bit more posability. The little pointy bit for his tail is a little bit bent on mine. It feels a little fragile, so I'm a little bit scared to try and bend it back into position, which is interesting. But generally speaking, yeah, he's a good solid figure art. I wish that the orange bits on his body had a black line going, into the divots, or there was some shaded paint around there, because at a distance the orange just kind of blends together, where the drawing, they've got the black lines to kind of separate them. He's got a few different faces with this weird little beak face. He has a separate head crest, which is meant to be a different shape to his quote unquote eyebrows. It's kind of hard. I think it's kind of hard to tell the difference personally. He has a open.
I don't remember how expressive his head was.
Okay, I suppose. I think most of it was in like his eyes and his little mush, rather than his quote unquote eyebrows. His tail has an open up piece, so you can suck off Android 17 and 18 if you wish. There's a cool thing where like there is like a hole in it, so if you have the figure out of 17 or 18, you can pull the torso off and you can plug the ball joint into the sucker.
Oh, Oh, that's quite clever.
It means
Does
obviously
it work
pulling
with the
apart
figure eyes or
figure.
just the figure art?
I haven't actually tried it with the figure eyes, but the figure eyes is a bigger than figure arts. But it depends where the ball joint is on the figure eyes, and I can't remember offhand where the ball joint is. But I might need to try that at some point. He's got a few different hands. One hand which I would have liked him to have, which he didn't have, is the special beam cannon fingers. He doesn't come with that, but apart from that, he comes with, what you would expect. Fists, kind of relaxed hands for slapping people, Kamehameha hands. And he's got also like the big wide hands as well for like maybe he's pushing a big ball back or something like that. Those kind of hands. But yeah, I wish his feet were a little bit better. His toes don't quite touch the floor. They're kind of floaty. I heard someone in a review describe them as his feet look like someone cosplaying as him. And when you've seen Kamen Rider, where they've got weird feet and you can tell it's a shoe. And the toes don't really touch the ground. It's kind of the same effect here. So Cell has less foot that actually touches the ground than you might actually think, which is kind of a shame. But that would be the biggest kind of that's a bummer on him. But I like Cell, so I was happy to get him. He looks neat as well, and figure art quality is usually high. Yeah. It's
I always said it was a shame it got changed out so quickly.
Yeah, it was not on long. Like I liked him kicking the shit out of Piccolo, or having the standard fight, and then fighting 17 as well. I liked him drinking that dude. Want to see me drink this, dude? Yeah. I may have this week. You know how I said I was watching Dragon Ball Z last time? I stopped. I was like, oh my god, it's so slow. It's so slow, Mikey. So I decided instead to watch all of Dragon Ball Z Abridged again. And I went, oh wow, the pacing's amazing. And it's funny too. So I rewatched all of that.
I keep seeing this new trendy thing of saying like Dragon Ball Z Abridged ruined anime by it being something that introduced people to Dragon Ball and makes them not real fans. And God, if you got into anime through Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you're a fucking loser.
Really? That's what people say.
That is a new trendy thing to say.
Huh.
But next up, Gridman, not very good. Kane, terrible villain. I did see that as well, but that's just because some people are awkward fucks.
See,
but, I also started rewatching Gridman.
I would say it's a shame if you decided to watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged before watching like even Kai. I think you need you're going to get more out of Dragon Ball Z Abridged if you have the basis of what happens in the story. Because the jokes are so heavily ingrained into the show as well, and like memes and stuff from the actual show. Just to be like, just jump in and you still have a good time, but you'll miss a lot of the context to some of the jokes at least. I would have thought. An interesting way to get into anime just through Dragon Ball Z Abridged. That's a new one. That's an interesting way to get in, I suppose. Huh.
I look forward to your responses when you see all the new Twitter posts of could X beat Luffy in a fight.
Don't care. I actually
but again,
there was a video that I
could get her Emperor beat Luffy in a fight.
I almost watched a video. I got through like 5 minutes of a video that was, I think, what was the video trying to do? I think they were trying to calculate how powerful Goku was to fight Jiren in Ultimate Instinct or Ultra Instinct. And I got 5 minutes in and they were talking about, well, looking at the size of this and the gravitational pull of that, we can calculate. And I was like, no, no,
bullshit,
shut up.
Bullshit, because Krillin beat Goku Blue.
No,
or at least was able to fight Goku Blue in one scene, and which means that your maths are wrong.
It's not even that. Toriyama is not a scientist. That's okay.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't give a shit. He does a thing to make it look cool. Yeah, because Vegeta blew up a planet, the planet of bug people with 2 fingers, right?
Yeah,
Frieza blew up a planet with 1 finger.
Back in day. And now it's like, well, oh my god, he's blowing up a planet now. When he was like, shouldn't you have been able to like sneeze and do that?
Pretty much. It's like it doesn't matter. It just looked cool. You did the Vegeta thing because they look cool. You did the Frieza thing because they look cool. And I don't blame him for that. I just have issues when people are trying to put scientific logic to show that's not scientific. It's not. This isn't Steins Gate.
Like, what was it? No, God, oh God. But what was I saw during the week? Like I just stumbled on this. Like someone made a very lengthy thread explaining why Naruto using his flash step as Hokage is faster than Wally West.
Oh my God! Who fucking cares? They're not real.
Because he uses a technique called infinite something, which means he's moving faster than the speed, and based on calculations, has to be able to beat light speed. So he's faster than Wally West.
It's just to look cool, though. It doesn't matter. Like
He's faster than Wally West. It's fine.
Wally's ran so fast he's like broken the time barrier or something like that. So it's like, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just a cool thing. It doesn't matter.
There's one comic where it literally says Wally says, "I'm running faster than the Speed Force," and I always I always like the death battle one for that, where they're doing it and they just start putting up like question marks all over. What does this mean? So you're running faster than the concept of speed.
Yep. Like I like death battles,
like,
but when they start getting really heavily into the
crazy.
Calculations, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. I understand.
It was Optimus versus Gundam, and it was like based on this explosion from this comic, Optimus could survive. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but Gundams are magic. I don't know.
No, Andy, they're real.
Transformers are more realistic than some of the concepts in Gundam.
Gundam. Again, this week I saw a very passionate discussion about how the SX Gundam, the Sentinel, the one that got the little robot girl driving it, the really, really big one, isn't realistic and Gundam-y enough. Because Gundam is a grounded, serious franchise which is grounded in real-world physics, and then said that the combination joints wouldn't work, and all I could think of was Trion 3.
You mean from Witch of Mercury, right? That's the one you mean?
No. This is like from the 90s. It's one of those ones that was in it's like, they're the Master Grade Kill, just this giant Gundam. And it's called like the SX.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and like in the book, like they're the pilot, but he doesn't really do much. It's an AI that's actually driving the Gundam all the time, and it's based. Her name's Alice. I think she's actually the main character in the book. I just loved it because it was just like the groundedness of all that, talking about like the joints won't work, all the combinations make the armor weaker, and all I could think of that scene where Trion 3 is introduced. They say, combination will make it weaker, and then it just beats the shit out of everyone because it's a super robot.
There's definitely an aspect of Gundam fans which remember the realistic parts of Gundam, and they just have like a big white brush and Tipex over all of the fruity like new type stuff, and they go, don't worry about it.
I think what did I say? Just because I thought it was funny. Like I just said, I'm just reading an opinion on Gundam being a very serious, grounded, realistic fiction. Now, excuse me, why I go off to deal with our psychic, time-stopping evolution, soul-absorbing machines, which now are controlled by the soul of a girl who died inside them. Yeah. And the thing is, you don't know which Gundam I'm talking about now because it's happened multiple times.
Yeah, like my first guess would be the Phoenix from
Yep, but now there's two. Now that's happened twice.
What was the other one?
Ariel ate a girl.
Oh, okay, all right, nice.
Ariel is the girl from she absorbed the soul of the girl from the prologue, the little girl.
Hog.
Which I'm actually assuming that means Soletta is actually her body, and it's about killing Soletta and bringing the girl back to life. But like, it just makes me laugh. It's just like, yeah, your heavily grounded show. The Unicorn Gundam did what to time?
Don't worry about it.
In your Universal Century, Wings of Light, you say? Your grounded Wings of Light. Hey, remember that time that you went to Jupiter in 7 days from Earth in a Gundam?
Easy.
Oh, hang on. What happened to that character when he died? He became a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Space Ghost. Gundam.
This is why I like Crossbone, and I like G Gundam and all the other Gundams, because they don't pull this shit. They just say like, let's just have some fucking fun. Crossbone, he's basically a super robot. We all know it's a fucking super robot.
It's true.
It's just funny to me. Like,
it's just fandom, isn't it? It's one of those weird things about fandom.
Fandom. I've gotten really interested in the psychology of fandom. Like the little bits, and like people have now locked in on these little tiny bits of their franchise that they want to love, and then they really, really ignore the rest of it.
Yeah, I can see it. XL Hedge says, speaking of a bridge, I need a new episode of Hiffle so bad. Yeah, did you know that the Team 4-Star team are still going, but they're making their own CG animation of like what happened to Frieza and all the dead guys in Hiffle? It's like weird, like
I saw
it's like a
one of those.
sitcom.
I thought that was just I just thought that was a once-off.
Yeah, they've done like 5, 6 or 8 episodes, something like that. They're fine. They're all right. I don't love them. I kind of wish they would just. I wish they would do the thing that they won't be able to do, and do the Boo Saga, do the rest of the movies, and do GT, and also do Super. I
would like them to do it, but I feel like if they've gotten to the stage where they're that burned out, like I don't think they will.
Yeah, no,
totally. If they do, it'll be years, and the abridged environment is so different now because, like, in the last 5 years, the copyright management and YouTube has become even worse than it was when they were airing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I think it would be too much to ask of them.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. It's just something I'd like to happen. I don't think it's gonna, but I think that's it though. I can't think of anything else that I've been up to this week of Interesto, Mr. Mikey. Any questiones for us, or are we done?
Not on my end, unless you've got one, or unless the chat has any.
We'll ask where Mikey can be found, and if chat does have any questions, they can ask us. So, Mikey, where can you be found on the internet?
If you want to talk to me, Irish Paleo over on Twitter, and you can send us messages on the Moonbase 2 Twitter, Facebook, Libsyn, Weebly, and everyone else. And Facebook, I said. But and of course, you can send us emails at themoonbase2@gmail.com. We are always interested. And if you have any suggestions for Squawk Box or anything like that, please send them to any one of those. I will respond and have a think.
Cool. Hog. You can find me on the Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy, the rotten corpse of a person. You can find us on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast and iTunes, Libsyn, Facebook, all the places Mikey mentioned. Also, head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2, and if you do $2 each month, you get the Squawk Box and Woo Woo and other shows. You get them on there early or exclusive, depending on what it is. You can also find us on the CC Bunker as well, if you wish to. Or you can come and watch us live and send us messages, which I can read out and look at and know that we exist. And that's on YouTube, Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. So we'll be there next week if you want to join us. So, Mikey, thank you for joining me this week. I hope you've had fun.
I have been enjoying being here.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Paul Anderson, for joining up on Patreon. Much appreciated, sir. And thank you, people who are watching / listening to us now or in the future, or whenever it might be. We will catch you next week. Have a very good day, good evening, and or good night. Me and Mikey will dash off into the future and learn about the eternal warriors of the unicorns, or something like that. Whatever Gendy's up to.
There's something called like Unicorn Wars, which is like a weird Russian, Middle Eastern animated thing about how a very violent war between teddy bears and unicorns, and it's supposed to be like super fucking dark. So we should watch that as well.
What?
You heard.
Bye.